Kick-ass facts! Pew, pew, pew! Today we are talking about paddling the pink canoe. Actually less about paddling the canoe and more about people trying to capsize it. I'll just tell you. From the 1700s through to the Victorian era, self-love, what they referred to as self-pollution or solitary vice, was blamed for everything from insanity and epilepsy to spinal decay and moral ruin. This fear wasn't just religious, it was medicalized. Doctors, educators, and religious leaders believed that uncontrolled naughty urges needed to be restrained to preserve health, sanity, and social order. So what did those crazy kids do? They created anti-five-finger shuffle devices. These weird little gadgets were part of a larger medical and moral panic from the 18th to the early 20th centuries, especially in Western Europe and North America. And we're going to talk about them. And I'm going to have to Google them later. My Google history is going to get me on a watch list. Before we clam dive deeper into these devices, I'm doing a giveaway with Bellessa where everyone who signs up will get a free rose suction toy with their order. Yep. The very thing they tried to medically and morally suppress, we're just giving it away. Links in my bio. Let's get started. Anti-alone time gloves. These were spiked or stitched with rough fabric, so wearing them made nighttime touching unpleasant or painful. Some were even locked on at night. Chastity belts for all genders. Real versions were used in the 19th century and they were made from leather, metal, or wire mesh. They were designed to prevent access to the honey hive entirely. Some had bells on them to alert parents when they were removed or tampered with. Restraint beds and straitjackets. These were used in psychiatric institutions. Those who were suspected of compulsive self-abuse were sometimes tied down to prevent nighttime wandering hands. Some beds had mittens attached to the sheets. The John Thomas ring with spikes. This cheerful little torture device was a ring that had inward-facing metal teeth. If someone got aroused, the spikes would press in. The idea was to create a mental association between a hard disco stick and pain. So far we've been talking about the pork and beans, but this one's just about the beans. Bean cages and splooge stoppers. They were used to prevent nocturnal emissions. They were small devices that were worn overnight. Some included metal attachments that would pinch or hurt if the wearer rose to the occasion. Electrified alarms. Parents could buy devices for their children that would send a small shock or ring a bell if a movement occurred under the covers at night. The male chastity trainer. It was marketed well into the 20th century. This was a spiked metal cup or pouch designed to be worn during the day that would prevent any nighttime movement or emissions. Probably started a lot of kinks is what it did. If you were dumb enough to go to the doctor for excessively spinning your pearl, the doctors would prescribe blistering ointments that you would apply directly to the temple of size, cold showers, bland diets, moral training camps. If all else failed, circumcision without anesthesia, especially in children, and if you were a hysterical or disobedient woman, a clitoridectomy. They just removed the man in the boat. Let's not forget, these were the same doctors who in the 19th century diagnosed women with hysteria and nervous disorders, which could include anything from anxiety to marital frustration, and then prescribed pelvic massage as the cure. Pelvic massage, call it what it was, man. You were tickling the treasure trove. Also the same doctors who then later started to complain about manually massaging patients because it was time-consuming, exhausting, and took too long. Sounds like a skill issue. Some even called it an arm injury waiting to happen. So what did they do? They invented the vibrator. Full circle moment. Don't forget to use the link in my bio so you can get your free rose suction toy.